There are anime with teenage heroes wielding laser swords and magic powers. And then there's From Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman, a series about a middle-aged guy who's just really good with a regular sword because he trained hard for decades. No superpowers, no reincarnation, no chosen one prophecy. Just skill, humility, and a protagonist who genuinely has no idea how incredible he actually is. Welcome back to Anime Analyzer, and today we're reviewing one of Spring 2025's most divisive anime, a series that has people calling it either refreshingly different or painfully generic, with very little middle ground. With Season 2 confirmed for 2026 and reviews ranging from awesome to bland, let's talk honestly about whether this humble swordsman's journey is worth your time. Beryl Gardinant is a middle-aged swordsman running a quiet dojo in the countryside. He's lived his entire life in his father's shadow, training relentlessly to master the sword despite never quite reaching his legendary father's level. He wants a peaceful life teaching students, maybe giving his parents those grandchildren they keep asking about. Then Alucia Crystalline, one of his former students, shows up. She's now commander of the Royal Order of Knights and wants Beryl to come to the capital as a special instructor for her elite knights. Beryl accepts reluctantly, stepping into a world far beyond his rural comfort zone. The catch? Beryl has no idea he's actually one of the greatest swordsmen alive. Years of isolated training without comparison to others have left him completely unaware of his own skill level. The series follows Beryl as he reunites with his former students, all now successful knights, adventurers, and warriors who constantly sing his praises while he insists he's nothing special. Add political intrigue involving corrupt church officials, assassination attempts, and Beryl's students all vying for his attention, and you've got the premise. Let's start with what From Old Country Bumpkin does right, because there are legitimate strengths here. The protagonist is refreshingly different. Beryl is a middle-aged man who earned his skills through decades of dedicated training. In a genre flooded with overpowered teenagers, having an older protagonist who got strong the old-fashioned way is genuinely refreshing. Multiple reviewers praised this aspect specifically. The swordplay is historically accurate. YouTube channel Shadversity, focused on medieval weaponry, specifically recommended this series for its realistic depiction of European sword combat. The techniques Beryl uses are grounded in actual medieval swordsmanship, with attention paid to footwork, blade angles, and practical combat application. Apparently, some techniques were supervised by Castle Tintagel's professional sword arena in Japan. For sword enthusiasts, this authenticity matters. The animation from Passione and Hayabusa film is solid. Character designs by Satsuki Hayasaka are clean and distinctive. Fight choreography flows smoothly with good attention to detail on sword movements. Music by Yasuharu Takanashi supports the tone well. It's not theatrical quality spectacular, but it's competent seasonal anime work. Beryl is genuinely likable. Hiroaki Harada's voice performance brings warmth and humility to the character. Beryl is kind, respectful, self-deprecating without being annoying. The conflicts resolve positively. When Vice Commander Henblitz challenges Beryl to prove his worth, Beryl wins easily. But instead of resentment, Henblitz is grateful and eager to learn. The series emphasizes respect, mentorship, and growth over petty rivalries. Now let's address why this series has a 6.7 out of 10 on IMDb and deeply mixed reviews. The pacing is slow as molasses. Multiple reviewers use this exact phrase. Episodes spend significant time on mundane conversations, training montages that don't advance plot, and repetitive scenes of characters praising Beryl while he deflects compliments. One critic described it as something to watch when you've finished literally everything else and your brain is too tired for anything with actual substance. That's not high praise. The plot is painfully generic. One reviewer nailed it. Boring, overpowered MC who doesn't realize how strong he is called upon by his old attractive students to teach sword fighting, but along the way they learn that the church is evil, so they fight them. That's literally the entire plot. Monsters, guilds, romantic entanglements, corrupt religious officials. Every fantasy trope appears as if checked off a list rather than organically developed. The unwanted harem element is uncomfortable. Most of Beryl's students are young women who clearly have feelings for him, constantly trying to show off or compete for his attention. Beryl views them professionally as former students, but the narrative keeps framing romantic tension that feels forced and awkward given the age gap and mentor relationship. Stakes feel non-existent. Beryl is so skilled that no conflict poses genuine danger. Every fight ends with him demonstrating superior technique and opponents being shocked. It starts strong, then slides into cliché. Episode 1 genuinely impressed people with its pacing and aesthetic. But subsequent episodes revealed the series couldn't maintain that promise. From Old Country Bumpkin sits in that frustrating middle zone where passionate fans and harsh critics exist simultaneously. Fans who love it say, "Finally an adult protagonist earning skills through hard work. Realistic medieval combat. A genuine nice guy MC. Feels like old D&D campaigns. Perfect comfort watch." Critics who dislike it cite, "Generic plot with zero originality. Slow pacing that tests patience. Copy-paste fantasy elements. No passion in the storytelling. Completely predictable from start to finish." Anime Planet reviews range from "pretty bland show" to "seriously awesome." The light novel has 10 volumes with decent sales, so the story clearly has an audience. But the anime adaptation amplified the weaknesses, particularly slow pacing and generic plotting. From Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman is proof that a good premise and likable protagonist aren't enough without strong execution. It's comfort food that will satisfy some viewers looking for low-stakes fantasy, but it won't impress anyone seeking originality or narrative depth. If you're curious, give episode 1 a try. If you're still engaged after episode 3, you'll probably enjoy the rest. If you're already bored, it doesn't improve. This has been Anime Analyzer, reminding you that sometimes the most skilled master is the one who knows there's always more to learn. But also, sometimes that makes for really slow television. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.